Welcome to the next part. We are discussing about the limits of specific heat of a gas. When a certain mass of a gas inside an enclosure is heated so as to increase its temperature by 1 degree Celsius or by 1 Kelvin, the exact amount of heat required for this purpose, we call it as the specific heat capacity. The exact value of the heat required, it depends upon the conditions of pressure and the volume of the gas when the gas is being heated. Now we will see that depending upon the conditions under which the heat is supplied to the gas, the specific heat capacity of a gas can possess any value ranging from negative to infinity. Suppose we have a gas which is present inside a cylinder fitted with a frictionless piston. Now if the gas is suddenly compressed by pushing the piston inwards, under this condition, when the system undergoes a sudden compression, that is adiabatic compression takes place, then no amount of heat is supplied to the gas. In that case, delta Q is equal to 0. Therefore, the specific heat capacity C, which is equal to delta Q over m delta T, it will be equal to 0. So when a gas is suddenly compressed with no heat supplied, then the delta Q value equal to 0. So the specific heat capacity of gas is also equal to 0. Second condition, if a gas is heated and also is allowed to expand, but with the condition that any increase or rise in the temperature of the gas due to the heating is exactly equal to the fall in the temperature of the gas due to the expansion. We know that when gas will suffer expansion, it will use its own internal energy, due to which its temperature is going to fall. So if gas is also continuously being heated up such that any rise in temperature is exactly equal to the fall in the temperature of the gas due to expansion, in that case the net change in the temperature of the gas will be equal to 0, that is delta T will be equal to 0. So in this case, specific heat capacity C equal to delta Q over m delta T will be infinity. Next condition, when gas is heated and also allowed to expand simultaneously, but such that the increase in the temperature of the gas due to the heating is more than that of fall in the temperature due to expansion, in this case the net change in the temperature delta T, it will be positive. Therefore the specific heat capacity C equal to delta Q over m delta T will also possess a positive value. At last, if again gas is allowed to heat and expand simultaneously, but with the condition that any rise in the temperature due to the heating is less than the fall in the temperature due to expansion, in this case the net change in the temperature delta T, it will be negative. Therefore specific heat capacity in this case will possess a negative value. So we observe from this that when the conditions under which the heat is supplied to gas are changed, then the value of the nature of the specific heat capacity and also the value of the specific heat capacity of the gas also undergoes a change. So specific heat of a gas can possess any value ranging from negative values up to infinity, but exact value, it will depend upon the conditions of the pressure and volume when the gas is being heated up. Now, a gas possesses two principal specific heats. One is called molar specific heat at constant volume, labeled as Cp, and second, molar specific heat at constant pressure, labeled as Cp. So one is molar specific heat at constant volume, which is Cv. Another is molar specific heat at constant pressure, designated as Cp. Molar specific heat at constant volume is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 mole of a gas through 1 degree Celsius at constant volume. Similarly, molar specific heat at constant pressure is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 mole of a gas through 1 degree Celsius at constant pressure. Now, an important thing about these two molar specific heat is that the value of the molar specific heat at constant pressure is always greater than the value of molar specific heat at constant volume. The reason is that when a gas is heated at constant volume, say 1 mole of a gas is heated at constant volume. In this case, when change in the volume of the gas is 0, that is at constant volume, any change in the volume will be equal to 0. So in this case, any amount of heat energy supplied to the gas is used to increase the temperature, that is the internal energy of the gas. So when a gas is heated at constant volume, the whole of the supplied heat energy is only used for increasing the temperature of the gas. But when gas is heated at constant pressure, when gas is heated at the constant pressure, at that stage, volume of the gas will increase. That means delta V, it will be positive in nature. So in this case, the gas will use some amount of heat energy supplied to it to do work to increase its volume. That is, out of the total heat supplied, some part of the heat energy will be used to do work for expansion of the gas, while rest of the energy will be available for changing the or increasing the internal energy of the gas, that is its temperature. So in this case, when a gas is heated at constant pressure, because it is doing an extra amount of work to increase its volume, so amount of the heat energy available to increase its temperature exactly by 1 degree Celsius is now less. Because of that, its temperature will not exactly rise by 1 degree Celsius, but less than that. So if we want to increase the temperature of the 1 mole of the gas at constant pressure exactly by 1 degree Celsius or by 1 Kelvin, the gas must be supplied extra amount of heat energy from the outside, so that gas can exactly undergo a change in its internal energy, so that its temperature rises by 1 degree Celsius. So in this case, the specific heat, molar specific heat at constant pressure is always greater than that of molar specific heat at constant volume. For example, if we say that a gas requires 10 joule of heat energy for 1 mole to increase its temperature, at constant volume. So in this case, this gas always requires 10 joule of heat energy to increase its temperature exactly by 1 degree Celsius when the volume is kept constant. There is no change in the volume. Now if the same gas is allowed to increase its temperature but at constant pressure condition, in this case, if we again supply same 10 joule of heat energy to the gas, in this case some part of that 10 joule energy will be used for expansion purpose. That means the amount of energy available now in this case for increasing the internal energy will be less than 10 joule. Suppose if 3 joule of work is done by the gas for its expansion, that is 7 joule of energy will be available for the gas to increase its internal energy or its temperature. Now because we have not changed the nature of the gas, we have not changed the mass of the gas, quantity of the gas, this means that the same gas still requires 10 joule of exact heat energy to change its internal energy such that rise of temperature is exactly 1 degree Celsius. But at constant pressure condition, how much it is getting? Only 7 joule. So increase in its temperature will take place, but not by 1 degree Celsius, but less than that. So in this case, if we want to increase its temperature exactly by 1 degree Celsius, we have to supply some more amount of heat from the outside so that temperature rise can take place exactly by 1 degree Celsius. So in this case, the Molar specific heat at constant pressure is always greater than that of a constant volume. The two Molar specific heats are related with each other with an important formula which is known by Maer's formula, which says that the difference of the two specific heat capacities, that is Cp minus Cv, is equal to R, that is universal gas constant. So in this case, if we take out the difference of the two specific heat, this difference is actually the amount of heat energy which is actually converted into the work done during the expansion of the gas at constant pressure. So for any ideal gas, the difference of the two molar specific heats at constant pressure and constant volume is equal to the work done by the gas during its expansion at constant pressure.